So the Galaxy S10 has been out for a minute, right? I love it. We've all loved it. I've reviewed it like 3,000 times. And if you're going to go out and buy it, I'm going to tell you right now, there's absolutely no problems that I can find with it. I actually do like it a lot. You know, I'm more of an iPhone guy, but really there's no problems with the Galaxy S10. So if you want to go out and buy it, I would highly recommend it. There's really nothing I can find inherently wrong with it, but there is a sub problem with it. Now, it's not the Galaxy S10 itself. It's more so of the environment around it. I think that's the best way I can put it. Now, I have a review coming soon about it. You know, as you guys know, I've done all these comparisons with it, but I briefly talked about this issue a couple of videos ago. I don't really remember which one it was some Galaxy S10 thing. And the main premise of this issue is really just the resale value of the Galaxy S10. You know, it's going down quite a bit, a lot more than I was expecting it to. And you might be wondering, why the heck do I care? Why is this even important? Well, it might not be important to you, but my channel is pretty much predicated around used technology. You know, I've reviewed so many older things, and that's really one thing that I like doing, because my whole thing is like, why would you spend so much money on new things when the older things really get the job done? Like, honestly, I don't really think you'll notice a difference between like a 13 megapixel camera and a 16 megapixel camera, like 6 gigs RAM and 8 gigs RAM. Like, it's just whatever. I'm sure there's a difference, but who cares, right? Now, when you buy a brand new phone, you should expect to lose value. You know, I just bought the Galaxy S10. I was actually going to return it yesterday, but my 2-week return policy went out, so I couldn't even return it. So it's not even that big of a deal. I'll just keep it. But of course, like I said, you should expect to lose some value when you go out and buy a brand new phone, or really brand new anything. Same thing with cars, same thing with anything. But I noticed with the Galaxy S10, the way I've been trending the prices, I've seen this thing losing a lot more value than I was expecting it to. Now, I'll go ahead and throw up a chart right now. And this is the weird thing. I was going to make this video last week when I tracked the prices for week 1 of it being out, but I just forgot to do it. So then I was going to do it today. And so I tracked the prices again for week 2. So as you can see, for week 1 prices for the resale value, we have prices ranging from $700 to, you know, upper 800s. And mind you, the new price of this phone is $899. But also keep this in mind, that's not how much I paid for mine. Mine was the base model. I paid almost $1,000 for it, because that's including tax and everything. Now, on some sales through eBay, now these all prices were from eBay. These were the lowest prices I can find. And on top of that, I made sure their sellers were real. They had high feedback. Some of them had like hundreds of thousands of feedback level, like 99% of positive feedback, whatever. And I made sure there were no cracks, scratches, or anything like that. And obviously this thing was out for a week, so nobody's probably going to use up their device that bad. And some of the lower priced phones I found were brand new devices, which was crazy. And so I looked at that and I found out that the average used price for week 1 of it being out was $792.48. So right there, the depreciation already hit, and it was already 11.85% based off my analysis. Okay, now if you did your own, you would probably get different numbers, but this is the one I found, and I would really suggest you guys and push you guys to do your own analysis. You know, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean it's right, but these are the numbers I found. So within the first week, this thing already went down almost 12% in value, and mind you, again, some of these devices were unlocked brand new Galaxy S10s, which is insane. And that right there is like, why would you even go out and buy a brand new one when you can go on eBay and buy a brand new one for 12% less of the value? And so right there, that kind of surprised me, right? So then I was going to make the video and I just kind of forgot to do it. And so I was looking at them yesterday, and these are the numbers I found for week 2. Again, we have prices, these are from lowest to highest. We have prices ranging from $700 to $809, whatever that is. And the average use price for this week was $770.58. And if you look at the depreciation, it went down 14.29% from the original value, not from week 1, but from the original value, it went down almost 15%. So then again, that's a pretty crazy depreciation value. So then what I did, and this is going to sound really smart, but I guarantee you I'm an idiot, I just subtracted the depreciation of week 2 from week 1, and I got 2.44%. So I'm guessing that every week the value is going to go down 2.44% possibly. So then what I did was I just kind of estimated what week 3, so next week, the prices could be $751.78 with a depreciation of 16.38%. And again, I did it for week 4. So this thing being out for a month, it's already went down about 18.42% estimated, you know? Again, it could possibly go up in value, who knows? But based off my estimates and based off what you guys have seen, it kind of makes sense. So within, you know, week 5, we can only assume it's going to be like 20% it's going to go down, and so on and so forth. And this thing's only been out for like a couple weeks, and it's already down, you know, 14-15%, which in my opinion is pretty crazy. And I'll give you an example. The iPhone XS, I remember when that thing was out, within the first month or 2, that thing really went down only like about like 10%, or maybe like anywhere from like 8 to 10%. I was looking at the prices, they were still selling for over $900. Retail value of that was $1,000. But even now, 4 or 5 months into the iPhone XS lineup, it's really only depreciated about 15 15% so far based off the numbers that I was seeing. And in my opinion, I think the Galaxy S10 is probably the better phone. I think it has more features, and the thing is like, why are you losing more money with the Galaxy S10 when it is a better phone versus an iPhone XS? It's not like the XS is like a special edition or anything. It's not like they have a limited supply. There's so many of them. And I talked about this in the other video too, and I think I can sum this issue down by the trade-in value that Samsung offered. So Samsung offered if you traded in, I think, a Galaxy S8 or Galaxy S7, you got a certain amount off. This was in the first week of it being released. I don't know if that trade-in value is still applicable, but you guys can check it. And I found that they were offering like hundreds and hundreds of dollars off the Galaxy S10 price, which is insane. But I mean, it's totally okay. I mean, it's their company. They're the ones doing it. So people were buying Galaxy S10s for like $600, $700 depending on their device, and they were turning around and selling them for like $800, you know, keeping, I don't know, a couple $100 profit, probably like 100, you know, eBay fees and PayPal fees, all that stuff. But people were doing that, and it was totally fine. It was totally legal. Like, there's nothing illegal about that. And you know, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Like, it's not a problem with that. It's just the after problem with the resale value. So, and the thing that Apple did right, but also kind of wrong, was that they didn't really do like a huge trade-in value for the iPhone XS. They just kind of offered it, then they kind of have a trade-in value after the fact. But when their iPhone XR sales were doing bad, that's when they offer that new special edition temporary resale value, trade-in value increase with the iPhone 6s and all those phones. So they did that after the iPhone XS was already out for like a month or 2 months or something like that. I don't think that trade-in value is there anymore either, but I think that's why the iPhone XS prices are still pretty high. And on top of that, iPhones do tend to keep their resale value pretty high, but I thought things were going to change with the Galaxy S10 because that was a very, very good phone. So, but ultimately, if price isn't a problem for you, then get the Galaxy S10. It's an awesome phone. Get the S10 Plus or whatever. But the way I want to boil down this whole entire video, and the ending point I want to say, is that if it's possible, you know, I would probably recommend you to buy a used Galaxy S10, or even look on eBay for brand new Galaxy S10s. You know, obviously vet the seller, make sure they have high feedback, all that stuff. But ultimately, with the Galaxy S10, the longer you wait, the cheaper the phone will get. Even if you wait a week or 2 weeks, as you saw, the prices are only going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And I would probably recommend doing that versus buying a brand new Samsung Galaxy S10 in the store or on Best Buy or whatever. But of course, I will follow these prices out a little bit more, see what happens. But within the first 2 or 3 weeks that I've been seeing this, these are kind of the things that I've been noticing, the trends. You know, I did the same type of video last year for the iPhone 10, iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, and I saw that the depreciation was going down quite a bit for those about 7 months into the lifespan or something like that. And that's probably where I'm going to end this video. So if you guys have any questions or comments on this, if I did something wrong or whatever, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.